Hey everybody, Anthony here, jumping in quick for this on the replay. We are having some technical issues regarding one of the camera feeds. We are working on dealing with that. If you're watching this replay, go ahead and fast forward a bit. I'll probably put a timestamp in the description as to when the match actually starts or when we cut in. But for those of you who are watching live, just hang with us for a couple of minutes. We'll get this resolved as soon as possible. See you in a bit. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we have worked out these technical issues, and we are back for the final match in the round of 16 for the 2022 Omega Invitational. Anthony joining you once again, and yeah, we're finally wrapping up the opening round here. We've had some pretty good matches thus far. Most of them have been broadcast, a couple have not. One of them is being uploaded later. I need to go edit that tomorrow. But in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and switch over to the overlay. The cameras are not up because we've actually had to change lobbies here. So I need to switch things over. Because we have Ozzy here playing Metroplex. And we have Mr. X on Tanks. This was a deck I was not expecting to see here because Tanks really haven't done anything in a whole while. But good to see them on the table once again, and no surprise, Ozzy is on Metroplex. He is known for this deck, as well as Soundwave. This should be an interesting matchup. Because, basically, I don't know where I was going with that. Ozzy's on a deck he's known for. Mr. X is bringing a pretty unusual deck to the table in terms of its representation in the meta. And we actually have another Monster Menagerie card on the field. We have seen two Monster Menagerie cards on the field, and neither of them were, Bludgeon. So, that's interesting. We are now waiting for Bill to run over the usual pre-match spiel about agreeing to the two Team Bayformers rulings that black icons only apply Pierce 1 until end of battle. That is a change we made to create some more balance in terms of decks that can attack multiple times per turn, and also the fact that belligerence and hostilities cancel each other out. The agreement has been made. Stream is rolling. You are clear to go. We have the roll-off. And we've got a good crowd in the room tonight. We got two 6s on the field. Reroll. That's a 5. That's a 7 on Mr. X's side. Oh, it was a 6 on Ozzy's side. Either way, Mr. X will get the call here. And Ozzy is going to be going first. That actually seems like a good move. Ozzy will go ahead and draw for turn. And his hand is off camera. And we seem to be having some lag. We have a frozen camera on Ozzy's side. Flipping Metroplex. Looks like we might have some lag issues, but I will call out plays. And oh my god, the camera's blurry. Going in for 8, it looks like. Blocking 4. And Demolisher will take 4 here. No trigger on Ozzy's side of the field. And this does not tell us if Mr. X is playing a blue deck or an orange deck. Could potentially be either. We will just have to wait and see. This was a conversation me and Ozzy were having before the match. Should be interesting. And it looks like Ozzy's camera is working once again. Flipping up Demolisher for turn. What is the card going to be? Sparring Gear on the Bonsai. Bonsai-tron going in first. Scrapping the top 3 cards of the deck. There's a Disassemble, a Scout Armor, and a Hunker Down. Not sure what the scraps were on Ozzy's side, but it does include a Take the Shot at minimum. And going in for 4 flat there with Bonsai. Block 2, take 2. And then, I'm assuming Demolisher swings in next, potentially. Actually, I have no idea what the attack order is for this deck. No greens on either side for this first attack. Demolisher going in next. Metroplex will go ahead and block for 4? Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, so this does look to be... I was about to say this looks like an orange build, but honestly, I have no idea at this point. Actually... 2 Pierce 2. So, yeah, 2 Pierce 2. This looks to be a blue variant of the deck. Interesting. Dropping a Lion Weight for an escape route. And then Lord Megs. Eight Pierce 2. Defending for 4 on Metroplex's side. 8 to 4. Takes 4. Okay, so it looks like we have a bit of confusion about the Bayformer's Black Icon rule. Just as a reminder, I mentioned this earlier, but in Bayformer's matches, Black Icons only last until end of battle. There were some decks floating around that were really abusing that. We decided to curtail it, or rather Team Bayformers decided to curtail it. And also, it was a weird inconsistency in the rules, so that just brought it in line with orange and blue icons. So we have an untap over here, and Ozzy is checking his scrap pile, likely to try to figure out the math on if he can hit this attack, or hit the tap trigger. Drawing for turn, and we have camera lag again, ladies and gentlemen. Yep. Hands off screen, hands off screen. Escape route and a kinetic intensifier whip both come down onto Metroplex. Looks like Slammer's going to be deployed. Yep, Slammer's coming down. And that's 1 across the board. Demolisher is alive on 2. So Metroplex will not get him off of his trigger next turn. But if Slammer could potentially do something here that either knocks Demolisher off the board or at least puts him in range to be KO'd by Metroplex. Oh, wait, Metroplex flips to bot mode. Kinetic Intensifier Whip gives him an additional Bold 2. He's currently got Bold 4 right now. He is likely hitting that trigger unless we see some weirdness like with what happened during the Harmony match that we streamed that featured Ozzy playing Metroplex with City's Finest Views out of BFB. Metroplex goes in. I did not hear the attack target, unfortunately, because I was talking. Okay, so the attack trigger looks to go off. Yep, the attack trigger does go off. 13 into Megatron. And 1 to everyone on the field. Demolisher is alive on 1. That is not a usual live on 1. A live on 1 Bayformers meme thing cannot happen on direct damage. Anyways, 13 going into 5. That is 8 if I'm not mistaken. So going up to 10 on Lord Megatron. He's already hurting pretty bad. Looks like Ozzy did pick something up. I did not catch what it was, though, and unfortunately, I cannot rewind to check. And then Slammer goes into Demolisher. Metroplex does not use Pierce, so this is a possible block. Yep, it is a block. Only going in for 4. Did not get that second white icon, or orange icon, but even then, this is a blue tanks deck, so it was not likely that attack was going through, but barring some absolute miracle. We'll untap and move over to Mr. X's turn. Hopefully he can knock Slammer off the board here and prevent an extra attacker from just causing some chip damage on any potential Metroplex turns that Ozzy gets, which, again, he has figured out the formula for this deck, so they are very likely to happen with Ozzy. Flipping Bonsai for turn. There's a hunker down. Oh, boy. Flipping Bonsai to alt mode and flipping Demolisher to alt mode. Okay, so backing up a second, Bonsai did have a bot mode trigger, so that will, I believe, get a weapon onto Bonsai. Nope, we're not backing up. We're just grabbing armor straight away. So a Hollow Matter, a Scout Armor, and a Ghost Shield are all options here. Scout Armor goes onto Demolisher. Hollow Matter on Bonsai, Ghost Shield onto Lord Megs. Oh, wait a minute. Bonsai already has an armor. Never mind. He could not get an armor off of this. And then Demolisher will draw 2 cards. And now we see... what is going to be the play? Crushing Treads going down onto Megs. And that's a pretty significant hit when Megs goes in here. But the question is, who does he send in here? Because Metroplex is probably going to attack next. I'm honestly not sure who Mr. X sends in here. Is he going to send in Demolisher as a sacrificial offering? He was thinking about going into Slammer there, but he seems to have backed off that. Okay, sending Megs into Slammer, so that is a very dead Slammer, as that is 6 Pierce 6. 6 Pierce 6. Dropping a backup beam for an escape route on Ozzy's side of the field, and then we're going to move over to his turn. So he has the escape route in hand. He can get the double flip here with Metro. We have a reshuffle here. So he goes escape route, flips up Metroplex. I'm guessing he gets 6-gun here to pick off Demolisher here. I believe that's what 6-gun's alt mode does. Where is 6-gun? Oh wait, there's a tool for looking these things up. It's called Teletrain. It's a really nice app. You should try it sometime. Or not an app, a website. Maybe I should talk to Zero and see if I can force him to make an app version of Teletrain. That would be awesome. Anyways, 6-gun. Yep, alt mode. When Metroplex attacks, do 1 damage to the defender. So he probably deploys 6-gun in this situation to take Demolisher off the board and then just smack Megs in the face. There's a Staggering Might on the Metroplex, so there's an additional bold 1. So that's bold 5 on the turn, I believe, if he deploys 6-gun here. Escape route comes down onto Metroplex, flipping. And deploy Scamper. What? Oh, wait, he's thinking about it. He's deploying Scamper instead of... What? Someone mind explaining the logic behind that? Why would you not deploy 6-gun in that scenario? That gets Megatron, or not Megatron, that gets Demolisher off the board, and then you have an attack into Bonsai after popping Megs, potentially. The trigger has been met, so everyone... Oh, wait a minute. Duh. I forgot Metroplex can just pop... Can pop Demolisher. Anyway, so Scamper is the more utilitarian card here. Okay, so just resolving some things here regarding the timing of Scout Armor. So Demolisher's KO'd from Metroplex's trigger. Mr. X draws 2. And into Megs, blocking 8. 16? Takes 8. And that is a dead Megatron, and Scamper will get a shot at Bonsai here. Sending Scamper into Bonsai. Let's see what happens here. There is a reshuffle on Mr. X's side. Going in for 5. That's a pretty decent flip. We're getting some lag on Ozzy's side of the field again, but yeah. Whatever. We still are able to hear him, so we at least know what he's doing. So top 3 cards of the deck get scrapped off of Bonsai. He'll block in 6, so no damage goes through there. We will untap and move over to Mr. X's turn. There's the draw for turn. Getting a check about how many cards are in the scrap pile. There is not enough for Bonsai to trigger. Fusion Borer comes down onto Bonsaitron, and that's actually a card we will not see, really any of in the near future. Actually, nope, not a Fusion Borer, Enhanced Power Cell. We'll talk about the Fusion Borer thing later. Is there going to be an action? Sending Bonsai into Metroplex. Top 3 gets scrapped. And looks like the attack does pierce 2 to Metroplex. He is now at 10. Drawing for turn on Ozzy's side. Flipping Metroplex, deploying 6-gun. There's a free damage. Flipping down, or no, Metroplex flipped. Supercharge goes in. to Metroplex, and the attack is doing a damage to Bonsai-tron thanks to 6-gun. The attack is for 11. Blocking 6, takes 5. Wait, is that alive on 1? Is that alive on 1? Oh, no, it's not because there's an enhanced power cell. Looks like we have some potential greens there. Bill was just talking about alive on 1, and he just realized the enhanced power cell was there, so. Anyways, picking up a Scoundrel's Blaster there. Picking up an escape route, and 2 more attacks going in here. Scamper going in. There's a backup beam on him. That's why Scamper was mentioned earlier. I did not realize that. Okay, so they forgot about Bonsai's trigger there, so top 3 gets scrapped. And then we got a reshuffle on Ozzy's side. Stand by. It looks... Looks like, okay, so, yeah, Metroplex's attack forgot to trigger Bonsai's effect, so we are just doing a bit of undoing of the flips in order to fix the issue, so stand by on that. Okay, so the attack ends up being the same, so still an alive on 1 situation without enhanced power cell, but of course, because that's there, it's not an live on 1. And then Scamper goes in, now that we've resolved that issue. Looks like taking 1 damage on Bonsai from that, and then 6-gun goes in last. We do have greens beforehand. Dropping Scouting Mission for a Hollow Matter. And then 6-gun's attack after Bonsai trigger. Going in for 4. And looks like Mr. X almost forgot Bonsai trigger there. And Bill's joking about who made this card. So now, I believe the damage is 1 here, barring a blue icon getting flipped, and there was a blue icon flipped, so no damage is dealt on this attack. And now we untap and move back to Mr. X's turn, albeit Ozzy does have him on the ropes. There's a Scoundrel's Blaster, flipping Bonsai, playing a Master Sword. Nice! And then a belligerent. Ooh, belligerent. Going into Metroplex. This is going to hurt. Attack is 11, Pierce 2. Taking 9 after defending 2 thanks to the belligerence. And Ozzy will draw for turn. Bonsai is currently alive on 3 thanks to the enhanced power cell. So Ozzy either just needs to punch here or get rid of the enhanced power cell. Flipping up Metroplex. That's an extra point of damage that could go through here. That is also a bold 2 trigger on intensive fire whip. There was something that just played. Bashing shield to get rid of the sparring gear. Sending Metroplex into Bonsai, and then 6 gun does not shoot him for... Nope, yep, he does shoot him for 1. He's in alt mode. And then no scraps because Bonsai is not in alt mode. And I believe that is a dead Bonsai. And it looks like that is a dead Bonsai, and with that, Ozzy has gone and taken game 1. We are waiting for the sideboard procedures to happen, so per the usual, I will take this moment to talk once again about the OI giveaways, as I accidentally caused things to fade out because I hovered over something a little too long in my taskbar. But as I have previously mentioned, Team Bayformers is running a series of giveaways to coincide with the Omega Invitational at this link here, bit.ly/OI giveaways. And throughout throughout pretty much all the matches that have been played in the OI so far, as well as a few other videos and sources leading up to the OI, several codes were given out that players could use, or people could use, to enter into this giveaway and have multiple entries at different prizes. This match's code is SHZM. Again, SHZM. Enter that at bit.ly/OI giveaways, and you will have your entry into this week's giveaways. If you've already put in a code, don't worry, you can go back and edit your form to add in another code for another shot at winning. And we've given away, or Team Bayformers, I should say, has given away last week's prizes. The drawings for that happened on Tuesday, and a new set of giveaways has been announced. In addition to a full set of World Strike, a full set of Phase 1, and a full set of Monster Menagerie, a new item has been added to the giveaway list, and that is a Mint in Sealed Box Legacy or Generation Select Lift Ticket. So if you want a shot at that, you can go ahead and enter SHZM, I can speak, at bit.ly/OI giveaways, and you'll be entered to win that lift ticket figure or a full set of one of the 3 default Allied crossplay sets. And yeah, again, Team Bayformers has been going all out with these giveaways, and you definitely should take your shot and enter it. There was some really cool stuff being given out. So now I'm going to talk quickly about the fusion board thing I mentioned earlier. So there have been a few cards released into the game called 1C Open cards, if you're not familiar with this. Basically, these are community-wide answers to problem cards that WotC released. The first 2 were Lie in Wait and Take the Shot, which were rolling action replacements for Peace Through Tyranny and Security Checkpoint. Then came, it was Hand of Adaptus, I believe. Yeah, Hand of Adaptus, which, actually no, technically Hand of Adaptus is the most recent one. Before that, technically, United Against Tyranny was the first one, but it wasn't made a 1C open card until recently, which is a not broken version of Press the Advantage, so it's Press the Advantage without a green. Hand of Adaptus is now a thing, which replaces Mission Briefing. Hand of Adaptus basically only allows you to draw a card for each character if that character in question has a alt or has an alt mode, I should say. So no more using Battle Masters to cheat that. And the most recently announced 1C open card is Mecha Star, which is a black icon weapon that gives +2 attack and Pierce 2. So not only is it a nerfed Fusion Boar, it is also more comparable to Calculated Strike, which is an action that's a black icon that gives +2 attack and Pierce 2. In addition, however, many individuals within the Bayformers community were saddened of the news of Derek J. Wyatt's passing, as animated is such a huge part of the Transformers community, and there have been efforts to pay tribute to his work on a recent card, and Mecha Star is that card, as the very talented James Atron has done the art for Mecha Star in the animated style. So thank you very much to James Atron for doing that for the community. And hopefully you all will get the chance to use Mecha Star here in the future once it goes through a series of tests to ensure that it is indeed a suitable replacement for Fusion Boar. So we're back at the game here. Ozzy is going first, it looks like, and the attack is for 7. And it's not into Bonsai. 7 blocking 4. Blocking 3, I mean. Take 4. I got tripped up by that myself. Just a slight miscalculation there. No worries. Drawing for turn on Mr. X's side. So does he send them all? Or wait, who did he send in first last time? There is a Fusion Board, speaking of, so Fusion Board and Megatron, again, we will not be seeing this card after this event, as it will be banned and replaced by Mecha Star. Also, if you want, you get your first look at what Mecha Star looks like, head over to the Bayformers website, bayformers.net. In fact, I will drop that link in the description. Lord Megs is flipping to bot mode. And then sending Bonsai into Metroplex, scrapping the top 3, improvise, take the shot, escape route, there's a Fusion Boar, and 2 other cards on Mr. X's side I did not catch. Going in for 4 Pierce... No, wait, 7 Pierce 4 is the hit, I think? Wait, only taking 1? Wait, what? Oh, that was... Oh, it wasn't It wasn't Megs going in, it was, Bonsai-tron, whoops. And then, we're attacking all out here. Demolisher going in for 4 Pierce 1? 4 Pierce 1. Taking 1 again, and then the power hit coming in hot. And then Espionage getting dropped for a Scoundrels. And then Lord Megs is gonna punch something here real soon. And then Megs going into, well, obviously Metroplex. 9 Pierce 3 going in. Taking 8 damage, it looks like, so going up to 10 total on Metroplex. And then we untap and move over to Ozzy's turn. Backup beam supercharge coming down onto Metroplex, so we will not see him flip this turn. And going into Lord Megs. 12 and a trigger, so that's 1 damage to the entire field. Demolisher is alive on 2. Everybody else takes a single point of damage. And then the attack is for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 flat going into Megs, who's blocking 5. Yep, 5. Taking 7, going up to 8. Dropping a Matrix for an escape route. Makes sense. And then there is a untap on the field, and we will move over to Mr. X's turn. Wait, shouldn't that be 8? Hold on. There was... Oh, no, good. Okay, so basically what just happened there, looks like Mr. X accidentally marked Megatron as having 7 damage. He should have had 8 there because he did take that 1 damage from Metroplex. So moving over to Mr. X's turn. So we're getting a count of how many cards are left in deck. Don't try that in Vegas, kids. So if he's thinking about flipping Bonsai here, Scoundrels comes down onto Megs. Flipping Demolisher and sending Bonsai in. Three Pierce 2 is the swing, taking the 2 up to 12. So now we go over to Ozzy's turn here. Escape route, deploying Slammer on the flip of Metroplex, and I believe Demolisher is alive on 1. Because memes. Albeit this isn't technically it because it's not attack damage, and that really only is a problem when it's attack damage. And then sending Slammer into Bonsai. Not sending in Metroplex here to potentially finish off Demolisher. Interesting decision. Going in for 4, and there's a shuffle. Oh, that's a reshuffle, and I believe that's a faded attack. So Lord Megatron just fired off. Does 6 damage to Slammer, and that is it. Yep, that is a faded attack, ladies and gentlemen. Lord Megatron doing Lord Megatron things. And, oh, wait a minute. Was that why Ozzy sent in? Interesting. I really don't know if he had a good out for that there. Either he was sending in Slammer and likely dying, or just taking a butt ton of damage on the Metroplex. But... I mean, I guess it's the correct play. I honestly don't know what really the best option was in that situation. Flipping Demolisher, drawing a card. Playing a Lie in Wait, so that comes into play tapped. So what is the upgrade play here? Because Metroplex is untapped, and as a result, there's a Scout Armor onto Demolisher, and Demolisher going in, currently going in for 3. Yep, okay, that is the attack. Going in for 4. Blocking 2, taking 2. Dropping a height advantage for a escape route on Ozzy's side of the field, and we'll move over to his turn. There is a kinetic intensifier whip. Escape route probably sending out Slammer. Or not Slammer, Scamper. Yep, I actually called it this time. Flipping back up for turn, so that's bold 4 on Metroplex. Going into Bonsai-tron. Wait, has an additional bold 1 because of Scamper's ult mode, so bold 5, scrapping the top 3 on both sides of the field. And going into 4 or 5, maybe? Metroplex trigger does go off, so Megs will be tapped here. Okay, so Demolisher actually dies there, and 2 of the cards that Mr. X supposedly flipped there actually go into his hand. And then that is a dead Bonsai-tron and an attack with Scamper here into Megs. We do have a green here on Ozzy's side of the field. Dropping a supercharge for an escape route makes sense. Alrighty, Scamper going in. Let's see if he can do some damage. There is 2 defense only on Megs right now. Going in for 5. Into 3. So far, we do have a reshuffle on Mr. X's side of the field. And while we're waiting for the reshuffle here, I will go ahead and say this. After this match concludes, I'll be dropping a link in the chat to the other match we have going on tonight. So we got a doubleheader for you. Naga versus Brett in the second match of the winners round of 8. Looks like Lord Megs will take 2 damage in that exchange, possibly only 1. I wasn't sure about the exact number there, but he took damage. And then we have an untap and draw for turn. But yeah. As soon as we get close to the end of this match, I will go ahead and drop a link in the chat over to the Naga versus Brett stream, and we'll go ahead and get that one started up. Now, both these players have already played their winners, or their round of 16 match. However, I did not broadcast either of them, nor did I watch either of them, so I have no idea what's coming. So we're going to go ahead and move over to Mr. X's turn here. Metroplex is still looking pretty decent with 14 damage. Lord Megs can still put out a punch when needed. There's a hit and run to move 1 over to Scamper. That's not how that card works. Okay, so, yep, just a accidental forgetting of how hit and run works. So Lord Megs will flip, scrap a ton of cards. So that is scrapping 3 cards and then playing a composite onto Megs. And he is beefed up right now. Good lord. Flipping Megs back to bot mode. Going into Metroplex here, as makes sense. Going in for 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 Pierce 3. Yep, 7 Pierce 3 is the hit. Taking the 3. Going up to 17. Lord Megs, I believe, has 12 damage on him, so Ozzy just has to get 5 more through here. And that would be game, set, and match. Dropping a Ghost Shield for a Hollow Matter on Mr. X's side of the field. And we will draw for turn on Ozzy's side. And then I will say this for Naga and Brett's match. That will be starting in about 25 minutes. Yeah, 25 minutes at 12:30 Eastern. So, yeah. Scamper will flip up. And the composite armor will be scrapped by Scamper. So that solves that issue. Escape routing Metroplex to deploy 6-gun. And then sending Metroplex N with Bold 2. And then that's a 1 damage to Meg. So he's at 13 out of his 17, I believe he has. Checking Teletran now. Yep, 17 health. So a reshuffle happens on Ozzy's side, so Megs fires off, and Scamper will get KO'd as a result. 11 going in. And that is game. Ozzy goes ahead and takes this match, I think. Wait, hold on. Maybe jumping the gun. That is game. Yep, Ozzy, it does indeed take this match 2-0 over Mr. X and his Tanks deck. We have the final losers bracket pairing for the initial round of 8 on the losers bracket. Mr. X versus, let me pull up the bracket here and see who he will be facing. Where is it? That is not the right channel. I was in General Optimus while this is in tournament chat. Let's see. So Mr. X will be facing off against Wheeljank in the initial round of 8 on the losers bracket. So all 4 losers bracket matches are set. Zero versus Vangelis, which I will be streaming tomorrow at 4:30 Eastern. Frank versus Tank, which that is going to be streamed over on Tank's Twitch page. Link in the description. Dave the Energon Hustler versus Sandman. That match will unfortunately not be streamed as it is happening ridiculously late at night for all parties involved except those two. And then Wheeljank versus Mr. X, which that match has yet to be scheduled. Meanwhile, on the winners bracket things, of course, last night you saw Ciliag take down Champion. Ciliag is advanced to the winners top 4. Myself versus Techno is happening on Saturday. That match will be recorded and uploaded. Brett versus Naga is happening in about 25 minutes. And then Legendary versus Ozzy will be the last match in the winners round of 8. So we'll see what happens with that. That was a Metroplex just doing Metroplex things, I will say that much. Again, Ozzy has taken this match 2-0 over Mr. X, who was running Tanks. Ozzy was running Metroplex. And again, if you haven't used tonight, or this match's promo code, SHZM, go ahead and enter that at bit.ly/OI giveaways. You'll get either your first entry, or if you're editing your form, you'll get an additional entry for this week's giveaway and all future OI giveaways for this OI. This week it is a full set of World Strike, full set of Phase 1, full set of Monster Menagerie, and a Generation Selects lift ticket mint in sealed box. Again, one last time, Ozzy running Metroplex has defeated Mr. X running Tanks 2-0. And with that, that will do it for this broadcast. Hopefully you enjoyed what you saw here tonight. If you did, there's a little red button down below you can push to show that. And of course, there is a link to the main channel in the description. But This is not the final sign-off for tonight, as in, again, just under 20 minutes, or over 20 minutes, I should say. Over at this link that I just dropped in the chat, Naga will be facing off against Brett in that round of 8 match on the winner's bracket. So that'll do it for this broadcast, but we'll see you in about 20 minutes.